I have my 50mm 1.4 lens on my camera right now. It's great because I can get a nice shallow depth of field. The blue rug is just kind of going to blur into the background, and I can get some nice detail shots of Sawyer, but also get his full body, kind of get it all in focus, and it's a good all-around lens for that. So I'm going to start with just checking my settings. Since it's pretty bright in here right now, I don't want a lot of grain in my pictures, so I want my ISO to be lower. I have it set to 200. We're kind of just gonna take a test shot and see how that looks. Right now, my f-stop is at 2.8. I can still see a little bit of the background, because if you do it too low, like 1.4, if I open the f-stop wide open, then his eyes will be in focus, but then I won't even be able to see his hands, since they're on a different plane from where I'm positioned right now. So 2.8 is great because I can get his little face in focus, but still see a little bit of his shoulder and his hand as well. So I'm just kind of gonna move around. I like how he's laying on his side, so I'm gonna just see how it looks when I lay down and get a shot of him looking right at the camera. He's getting sleepy, and it's so cute. So laying down here creates like a nice angle. It looks like he's inclined when I tilt my camera a little bit, even though he's laying flat. So it's kind of a nice effect that you can try. I'm gonna unwrap him from his blanket. We love seeing those little naked babies. The little diapers. So as long as he's happy, we're gonna unwrap him so we can see his cute toes all the way up to his little fingers and the top of his head. And then we'll take his binky out if he lets me. So I'm backing up a little bit because I'm really close with 50mm lens, and it's hard to get his entire body in the shot. So I'm gonna take a test shot from back here, see if I can get all of them in there. All right, so I feel like I'm a little bit too high right now. I either wanna be directly over him, or I think laying all the way down to get the best shot. It's kind of a strange angle over there. Let's see. And he is happy to be a model. All right, so now that I kind of have the picture the way that I like it looking, I'm gonna see if he'll let me take his binky out. All right, baby. Hey. And now he's giving me a little bit more of expression too. You can see him looking around. Hey, looking at me like, where did you put that? And again, tilting the camera can create a neat effect in your photograph. It looks like your baby is inclined when they're really laying down. And then one other shot I always like to get is directly above your baby. So it's an aerial picture. You can get all of the little body parts in there. Sometimes you have to stand on your tippy toes, depending on how tall you are. And he's kind of sprawled out, so not all of them might be in there. Hey, baby. He's like, give me that pinky back. All right, so now that I'm standing above, he's all on the same distance from me in the lens right now. So I'm actually gonna lower my f-stop to blur more of the rug that's beneath him. So I'm gonna try 1.6 and see how that looks. I'm gonna focus again right on his eye. And since I adjusted my f-stop, I'm also gonna raise my shutter speed because now I'm letting more light into the lens. And I'm gonna need to raise the shutter speed in order to compensate for the extra light that's coming in. One thing to note too is I changed my drive to continuous shooting mode. So I can hold the shutter down and it will continue to take pictures while he's moving. He's adorable. So we're getting great shots overhead. Now I'm gonna tell you a little bit more, those tiny details, his fingers, his nose, his ears, those are great. And the best lens to capture those with, I'm gonna kind of show you how it works with this 50mm. You can only get like right here, you can see where I'm focusing, and it's not gonna lock focus until I'm about this distance. And that's still quite a ways. I can see, from his nose down to the midsection of his stomach. So I'm gonna switch my lenses. I have a 100mm macro lens, and this is great for capturing those baby details. So I'm gonna switch this out. You wanna make sure you put the cap back on, not to get dust in there. Now I have my macro lens on so I can get Sawyer's tiny little details. He's content with his binky in his mouth. When you're wanting to get these shots, It's easiest to do it when you have a content baby. So whether they're drinking a bottle, sleeping, or like Sawyer is very content with his pacifier. It makes it easy so that they're pretty much sitting still and you can get those little details. So I'm gonna start with his ears. And I have switched my camera, my macro lens to, it can be on either full focus, or for right now, I'm just gonna switch it all the way over to macro focus so that it doesn't waste time trying to focus at a further length. It knows that I'm taking macro shots and it's gonna stay in that range. So I have my f-stop right now at 2.8, but I'm actually gonna raise it a little bit because since I'm shooting so close and getting such tight details, only part of the ear is in focus. So I'm gonna raise that just a tad and see if I can get his full ear in focus. There we go. So now I'm getting those little details. And then his toes are another little detail that's, of course, you have to get. They're never going to be this small again. So I'm going to see if he'll keep his foot still. And if not, then sometimes it's easy just to hold it for a second with one hand and then snap with the other hand. But he's sitting pretty still. So I'm going to focus on his toes. I'm going to back up just a little bit to try to get his entire foot in the shot. He's falling asleep. So while his eyelids are closed, I'm gonna get those tiny little eyelashes. I'm gonna try from above at first, and then I'll probably move around on the other side. Yeah, I'm gonna move around on the other side. I'm getting those tiny eyelashes just focused on, just barely in focus. And they're actually, I could raise my f-stop a little bit more to get more of the eyelashes in focus, but I think coming around to this side should help me get them all in the same distance from my lens. And that's a beautiful shot. Now I'm just gonna get his fingers while I'm over here. And then I want to get his nose, and it's a risk I'm going to take, taking the binky out to get his lips and nose. Let's see. He might wake up, but that's okay because getting his eyes open would be cute too. But sometimes if you get it out just right, they'll stay asleep. Maybe. So I'm getting his lips right now. And his nose as well, with a little bit of his eyes in focus. But you could also get really close and just get the nose in focus.